Okay, let's talk about something really interesting happening in the creator economy. We're going to pull back the curtain on a powerful, kind of hidden role that's emerging. We're talking about the shadow operator. So picture this. What if you could be the person who figures out how a creator actually makes money? You're not the one in front of the camera, you're the one behind the scenes, turning their audience into a real, sustainable income stream. And here's the key thing to get. You're not an employee. You're not a consultant charging by the hour. You're a partner. You only make money when they make money, which means your goals are perfectly aligned. You're in it together, focused on one thing, building a real business from their audience. Now, just to give you a sense of the scale here, check out this number, 41 million. That's the estimated number of micro creators just on Instagram. That is a massive, and I mean massive, untapped market of people who need this exact kind of help. So you might be thinking, should I go after the big names? No way. Forget them. The real opportunity, the gold rush, is with the micro creators. You know, the ones with 10 to 100,000 followers. They're usually a one-person show, they're passionate, but they're totally stuck on how to make a living. They are accessible and they are eager for help. All right, but before we get into the how-to, it's super important we talk about what not to do. Seriously, just avoiding these 3 common mistakes puts you ahead of like 90% of everyone else trying to do this. Mistake number 1, and it's a big one, is going after the wrong creators. Chasing those huge influencers is a classic beginner's trap. They've already got teams, they've got systems. They're like a fortress. The micro creator, their door is wide open. Okay, here's a huge mental block for a lot of people. You might be thinking, I'm not an expert. How can I improve what they're already doing? Well, here's the secret. Most of the time, there's nothing to improve. They don't have a system at all. And this quote just nails it perfectly. Financially speaking, they're sleeping on the floor. They don't have digital products, no email list, no launch plan, nothing. So when you show up with even a basic 3 out of 10 mattress of a plan, it feels like a luxury hotel to them. It's infinitely better than what they have. And the third mistake is getting the whole approach wrong. You're not trying to sell them anything. Because they never pay you a fee or a retainer, there's no sale to be made. And that changes the entire dynamic of the conversation. I want you to think about it like this. You're not a salesperson, you're a doctor, right? A doctor doesn't cold call you to sell you medicine. They listen, they diagnose your problem, and then they prescribe the solution. That's your job. Diagnose their monetization problem, which, trust me, they already know they have, and then show them you have the prescription. Okay, so now that we know what to avoid, let's flip this around. Let's talk about the core principles that will actually guide you to a successful partnership. Success here really starts with finding what we call the perfect storm. It's about getting 3 different things to line up just right to create this amazing opportunity for yourself. First, just start with what you're already into. What creators do you already follow? Fitness, cooking, woodworking, whatever. Lean into that. Second, the market need is universal. Every single one of them needs to figure out monetization. And third, and this is a game changer, you don't have to be a world-class expert. You can use specialized AI tools to handle the skills you don't have, like copywriting or marketing. So you combine a niche you know with the market's biggest problem and the right tools, boom, you've got an unstoppable offer. All right, this next principle should be a huge relief. Getting a partnership isn't about getting lucky or having some magic touch. It is just a numbers game, pure and simple. The data on this is incredibly consistent. For every 100 targeted, thoughtful messages you send out, you can pretty reliably expect about 10 positive replies. And from those 10, you'll land 1 or 2 actual partnerships. So your job isn't to worry about every single reply. Your job is just to hit the numbers. The results will take care of themselves. Okay, principle number 3. This one is the golden rule of outreach. You never, ever start by asking for their time. Don't ask to jump on a quick call or discuss an opportunity. It's an instant turnoff and they'll just ignore you. This quote says it all. These creators know they're bleeding. They feel the pain of putting in all this work and not making any real money. You don't need to convince them they have a problem. Your job is to show up with the solution. You do that by providing a monetization game plan for them, for free, right up front. You show them you have the ambulance before you ever ask for anything. So that's all the strategy and the principles. But how do you actually put it into action? Well, here is a super clear, step-by-step roadmap for your first 30 days. It's really straightforward. Week 1, you just focus on outreach, finding your niche and hitting that number of 100 messages.
Week 2, you're building those value-packed game plans for the creators who replied. Week 3, you're presenting the plan and agreeing on the terms. And by week 4, you're kicking things off. It's a proven process that can take you from nothing to a live, revenue-generating partnership in about a month.
Okay, let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. Because when you really understand the power dynamics at play in the creator economy, it changes your entire mindset. Look at this. You've got tens of millions of creators who desperately need monetization systems. And then you have this tiny, tiny fraction of people, the shadow operators, who actually know how to build them. The demand for your skill is just off the charts compared to the supply. Think about it this way. The creator has done the incredibly hard part. They've built an audience, they've built trust. That audience is a hugely valuable asset, but for them, it's behind a locked door. And you, the shadow operator, you show up with the key. You have the specific, rare, and valuable skill that can unlock all of that potential and turn it into real income for both of you. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. With 41 million creators out there who need the key, and so few people who actually have it, who do you think really holds the power in this relationship? You're not asking for a job. You are the opportunity.